Welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw. And of course we are 2 shows away for the Red Brand going into WrestleMania. And of course we have a main event going on tonight in AJ Lee versus Io Sky for the first time ever. And of course, speaking of AJ Lee, the Women's World Championship, Stephanie McMahon will be here tonight to address AJ Lee ahead of their WrestleMania match. Of course, Bron Breakker will also be in the building to address the WWE Universe about his upcoming World Heavyweight Championship match against Aleister Black at WrestleMania, and so much more going down here on Monday Night Raw tonight in Quebec, Canada, as we are 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, and we are closing in on the end of the WWE 2K25 Universe Mode Series. As we're going to kick off Monday Night Raw tonight, believe it or not, with CM Punk versus Grayson Waller. As we kick off tonight's Monday Night Raw with CM Punk versus Grayson Waller, as we are 2 weeks away from WrestleMania. And of course CM Punk, he will be facing Brock Lesnar in a Sin City Street Fight match, which was of course confirmed coming out of last week when CM Punk accepted Brock Lesnar's challenge to have a match at WrestleMania. Of course CM Punk, I mean, you can say it is a downgrade for Punk. He went from the main event of last year's Night 1 WrestleMania to now going to be on the undercard this year against Brock Lesnar, who is competing in his first WrestleMania since 2K23's WrestleMania, where he defended the Universal Championship against Gunther, who of course got the shot after winning the 2K22 Elimination Chamber match. As what is on the mindset of CM Punk here tonight? Well, because he does have the match with Brock Lesnar in 2 weeks in Las Vegas at WrestleMania. But of course tonight he's focusing on Grayson Waller, who, I mean, Grayson Waller's stock over the last year has fallen apart. Whether it was due to him and Theory losing the tag team titles at the end of 2024 when they lost to the Usos at Bad Blood, and then they were trying to get themselves. And out next is Grayson Waller. Of course, the guy's stock has fallen apart. And I bet things got worse after Theory turned on Waller, only for Theory to go to the SmackDown brand and join Randy Orton's faction known as Legacy. And of course, it could be argued both men feels worse off considering Theory and Ethan Page's alliance. I mean, they may have won some matches, but unfortunately things didn't go well for them. And of course Waller, I mean, he would like to hope 2K26 is a restart season for him, where he would possibly get himself into championship hunts, whether it would be the Intercontinental or the World Heavyweight Championship. Match begins. CM Punk wasting no time going after Grayson Waller. CM Punk on the middle rope. Middle rope hurricane, one of the... And CM Punk getting the best out of Grayson Waller. CM Punk on the top rope. Reversal there by CM Punk. A kick to Grayson Waller. Elbow drop to Grayson Waller. Kick out. Uh-oh. This doesn't end well for Grayson Waller. Uh-oh. Waller's fighting out of it. Because the guy had a good match with Sami Zayn last week. I mean, a couple of weeks ago. Oh, he's going to use the dirty tactics. Kick out by CM Punk before the referee even counted. Uh-oh, Grayson Waller looking to get the other hand on CM Punk, and he is now breaking apart the turnbuckle. Forward splash there by CM Punk, as what is CM Punk thinking about doing to Grayson Waller? Well, that was a terrible timing. Uh-oh, Grayson Waller with a reversal there. Uh-oh, this isn't looking good for Punk. Waller to upset the former WWE champion, and he kicks out. Uh-oh, this is an animal for Grayson Waller. CM Punk looking to go for the GTS. GTS connects. And CM Punk dispatch Grayson Waller with ease. Now, of course, do keep in mind, Paul Heyman will be here tonight to address the upcoming WrestleMania match with CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. Because what is on his mindset? As we don't know yet. As CM Punk clears house against Grayson Waller here tonight to kick off Monday Night Raw in Quebec, Canada. As is CM Punk ready for Brock Lesnar in a week from Saturday at WrestleMania Night 1. We'll have to wait and see. The cause against the win. Good match to kick off Monday Night Raw here tonight in Quebec, Canada. As CM Punk stands tall. The cause while CM Punk is celebrating, let's take a look at what else is going on here on Raw tonight. As what is going on here tonight on Monday Night Raw, Bron Breakker will address the WWE Universe 2 weeks before his World Heavyweight Championship match against Aleister Black at WrestleMania. What will Bron Breakker say going into his big match in 2 weeks against Aleister Black for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania? We'll find out as Bron Breakker will be live here tonight to address the WWE Universe here in Quebec, Canada, here on Monday Night Raw. As for our main event tonight, AJ Lee will take on Io Sky for the first time ever here in WWE, as AJ Lee's curse continued to build momentum going into her Women's World Championship match against Stephanie McMahon in 2 weeks at WrestleMania. As can she continue with the momentum, or will Io Sky pass her first loss? We'll find out in our main event later tonight. But coming up next here on Raw, we're going to find out what's next for AJ Styles following his Saturday night main event loss to Aleister Black. As what's next for the Phenomenal One going into WrestleMania, we'll find out as he will be addressing what's next for him up next here on Raw. As we are back live here on Monday Night Raw, as AJ Styles is about to address the WWE Universe about where his future lies going into WrestleMania. And of course, what is on AJ's mind here? Of course, he came up short last Saturday. It might be over for him going into WrestleMania. Well, I mean, it all depends what he's got to say. Of course, things hasn't gone well for AJ Styles throughout this season. Because he had multiple shots at the World Heavyweight Championship. Whether that was when Cena was champion or when Black was champion, things didn't go well. And because he had chances at becoming World Heavyweight Champion, but it didn't go well for him. So without further delay, let's see what the Phenomenal One has to say about what's next for him going into WrestleMania. So people are asking me, coming out Saturday night main event, where do I go from here? Because WrestleMania is 2 weeks away, and I'm not even on the WrestleMania card. Well, of course, you consider my past history with WrestleMania. Where in 2K22, I wrestled John Cena for my WWE Championship that I lost in the 2022 Elimination Chamber event to John Cena. Then in 2K23, I was in a 6-man tag team match with Luke Gallows and Collinson teaming up against the Hurt Business, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander. Then in 2020, then the following year, I wrestled CM Punk after I made CM Punk lose his spot in being in the main event against the 2024 Universe Mode Royal Rumble winner in Samoa Joe. And then last year, I ended up losing to Logan Paul. And now, with what's been going on, with the top things heading into WrestleMania, like Bron Breakker, Aleister Black, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, John Cena versus Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Femi, and Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and with me not having a match, and of course considering what I've been doing for this, what favor I've been doing for the brand all season, where I was in I was in World Championship hunts, like because I tried to contend for the World Heavyweight Championship, whether that's winning a Battle Royal, which I didn't do, for Sami Zayn's Clash at the Castle opponent, competing in King of the Ring, which things didn't go well for me when I lost to John Cena at Saturday Night Main Event. And that's also the man we will be talking about in a minute. But of course, then I faced him at Money in the Bank to determine Sami Zayn's SummerSlam opponent after Cody Rhodes won the King of the Ring. Well, because I had to beat Bronson Reed and Austin Theory to get there, but things didn't go well for me. Then I entered into a rivalry with Brock Lesnar, where we had the double counter at Crown Jewel, and then I beat him into Steel Cage on the following episode of Raw. And then I wrestled John Cena at Survivor Series. Things didn't go well for me. Then I competed in the gauntlet match for Bron Breakker's, for Aleister Black's Royal Rumble opponent. Things didn't go well for me. Then I tried to compete in the Royal Rumble. Things did not go well for me. Then I was a part of the men's elimination chamber match for Roman Reigns' WrestleMania opponent, but that didn't go well for me. And then I had a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship at Saturday Night Main Event, and guess what happened? Things didn't go well for me. And of course, with all of that, I now am without a match for WrestleMania. But I'm going to make myself be on the WrestleMania card when I say that here tonight, I am issuing an open challenge to anyone to step up and face me at WrestleMania. So it seems so AJ Styles has announced that he will be issuing an open challenge at WrestleMania, as he will be answering his challenge at the grandest stage of them all to meet the Phenomenal One in a one-on-one match. We'll have to wait and see, as AJ, it seems so he's wanting an open challenge for WrestleMania. That's pretty interesting. As we're back live here on Monday Night Raw, as we're going to get ready for the Usos versus the New Day, and we've been given confirmation by Adam Pearce. This match is a #1 contenders match for the World Tag Team Champions. And of course, the World Tag Team Championship division has been pretty much ignored on Monday Night Raw all season. Because that title hasn't been defended on a PLE since Bad Blood last December, when Motor City Machine Guns defended against the Viking Raiders, defended against the Raw Raiders. And since then, it has failed to get a PLE spot. It wasn't on the Royal Rumble, it wasn't on the Elimination Chamber, and it wasn't on the last 2 Saturday Night Main Event. And of course, Adam Pearce wants to find something for them going into WrestleMania, as the Usos, of course, they've been on an undefeated streak pretty much since they got back together, but in late 2025. And of course, do keep in mind the Usos walked into last year's WrestleMania, and they lost the tag team titles to DIY. Of course, could this be a chance for them to win the World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania? Have to wait and see. Up next is the New Day. Of course, the New Day, things hasn't really gone their way since they were traded for the New Catch Republic back in December. How something feels off. Here's the New Day. Now, of course, could this be a chance to get back? Well, of course, if they want to do that, they got to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. They got to get this win here. Match begins with Kofi. To Jimmy Uso by Xavier Woods. Did you see that? Kofi Kingston. Call this Chelsea New Day here. As Kofi and Jay going at it with ringside. And it ends in a double counter as who's going to WrestleMania now? I don't know. Well. Seems as CM Punk is pretty much on angry mode. I mean, it was case in point last week when he accepted the challenge from my client, Brock Lesnar, for a Sin City Street Fight match, which that's now going to be the match we will be seeing for CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And of course, my client will not be here. Well, I mean, he's definitely right now training for WrestleMania because he's looking to make a promise that he's going to destroy you, and then afterwards, he's going to finally win a championship for the first time in a long time. CM Punk, do what you want for the next 2 weeks before WrestleMania, but I can guarantee you this right now, that Brock Lesnar will be ready to destroy you in a Sin City Street Fight match at WrestleMania. He's going to end all your hopes of trying to get back to the top. So it seems that Paul Heyman is making things clear that CM Punk will fall to the Beast in a Sin City Street Fight match at WrestleMania. As will it all be true, or will CM Punk try and make it not happen? We'll have to wait in 2 weeks when CM Punk and Brock Lesnar will battle in a Sin City Street Fight match at WrestleMania. As well in the ring now as Stephanie McMahon, and of course, looking to address AJ Lee ahead of their WrestleMania Championship Showdown. Now, of course, AJ Lee will be in our main event tonight against Io Sky. Of course, the woman Stephanie Racker beat twice, actually 3 times, on an episode of Raw in the summer of last year at Money in the Bank and at the Royal Rumble. And of course, this has been a big season for Stephanie Racker. Of course, she beat Charlotte in her first night in WWE at King and Queen of the Ring. And then, of course, she would go on to beat names in this women's division. And now she is going to be headlining her first WrestleMania, defending her title against the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble winner in AJ Lee. So without further delay, let's see what the Women's World Champion Stephanie Racker has to say here. AJ Lee, you can think about what you're about to do to win your first Women's World Champion since the days when you were the Divas Champion. However, you do realize who you're going up against. The woman who's had a big season this season. Of course, it all started with my King and Queen of the Ring debut, then my title reign, where I've gone through names like Charlotte to win the title, Io Sky twice, Julia, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Naomi, Roxanne Perez, and now I'm about to deal with you at WrestleMania. And you know what? You could send a message to me or a preview in your matches against Roxanne Perez last week, Kiana James 2 weeks ago, and of course the woman you are facing in tonight's main event. And that's the woman I beat twice at Money in the Bank last year and at the Royal Rumble last month. And that is Io Sky. Of course, you may be no stranger to the women's division in 2026, but you are and you're no stranger to the women's title. Which, try all you want, but at the end, I'm going to end your hopes of becoming the first, about you becoming a woman to hold not only the Divas Championship, but the current day Women's World Champion at WrestleMania. Be prepared, AJ Lee, because I'm going to be walking into the new season still as champion. So Stephanie Racker is making a promise, not only reflecting about her first year in Universe mode this season, but of course, what is she going to do to AJ Lee at WrestleMania to continue with her as champion going into the new season? As can she do it? We'll have to wait and see. Because AJ Lee is going to be in our main event later tonight against Io Sky, the woman that came up short against Stephanie Racker 3 times. And of course, who you got winning in tonight's main event, AJ Lee or Io Sky? We'll find out later on tonight. Live on March 14th and March 15th will be the first pay-per-view, aka Premier Live event, whatever you want to call it, for 2K26, as it is WrestleMania, as WrestleMania will be taking place in Las Vegas between 2 nights. And of course, you do not want to miss the first PLE of 2K26, named WrestleMania, coming your way on Saturday, March 14th and March 15th, respectively, live on YouTube. As we are back live here on Monday Night Raw, as Sami Zayn is set to go one-on-one with Carmelo Hayes. And of course, Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes, pretty much both guys who's not going to be on WrestleMania this year, which is kind of sad considering that Sami Zayn was World Heavyweight Champion last year, and Hayes, he wasn't really doing anything of much over the last year, because you take a look at the difference between Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes between last year versus now. Well, of course, last year Sami Zayn had a big year, and it all started with him winning the Royal Rumble, and then he would go all the way to win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And then of course he would have matches against Kevin Owens at Backlash, Jey Uso at Clash at the Castle, Roman Reigns both at King and Queen of the Ring and Saturday Night Main Event, and then he would lose the title to John Cena at SummerSlam, and then he would fail to regain it inside Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood, and then he would take time off following his SummerSlam loss, only to return at Survivor Series, and then he would lose to John Cena. Then he would have another shot at the Royal Rumble, but things didn't go well for him. And I think it might be over for Sami going into WrestleMania. But could there be something on Sami's mind after WrestleMania? I don't know. And next, we've got Camille Hayes. As Camille Hayes over the last year has been in a spotlight where he's trying to contend for championship gold. But anytime he tries to contend, whether it's for the world title or the US or Intercontinental Champion, it always doesn't go his way. And of course, the guy's coming off a loss against Sheamus at Saturday Night Main Event. And of course, people are asking, what is next for him? Considering he's probably not going to be on WrestleMania. He's definitely not going to have anything going with him going into WrestleMania. Alongside Sami Zayn, considering... And you can tell, difference is impalpable between Sami Zayn and Camille Hayes. That one won the Royal Rumble, while one had a shot at the world title before WrestleMania. But obviously, things did not go well for Hayes, as he was in the World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber match last year, and he came up short. And Sami Zayn, ever since returning, things hasn't gone well for him. And of course, match begins. And yes, Sami made 1 matches. And Hayes, he's still getting the similar results that he was when he was on SmackDown throughout most of the season. And things haven't bode well for him. Could that all change after WrestleMania? I don't know. Considering that after WrestleMania, we have the WWE Draft. So it could be possible either one guy or both guys are going to the SmackDown button. We've also got my Sami Zayn back into the match. Uh-oh, here we go. Boom, for the bomb connects. Another kick out. Hayes versus... And of course, we still do have Bron Breakker still to come, and then our main event. Oh no, that was a terrible timing. And now he's lost all of his stamina. Now he finally gets it off as the kick connects. Kick out. Really? He kicked out of one Hallelujah kick? That's bizarre. Oh, they're now trading blows now. And guys, we may as well take the time to run down a big match we got for the final Monday Night Raw of WWE 2K26 next week. And of course, AJ Lee and Stephanie McMahon will be in the building. Days before their Women's World Championship match at WrestleMania, AJ Styles will be in action. We'll talk more about what's going on next week on the final Raw before WrestleMania as Sami Zayn picks up the victory here. And of course, what could be on Sami Zayn's mind probably after WrestleMania? Does he contend? Does he try and win? Does he try and go on a battle to try and become World Heavyweight Champion again? I don't know. Considering, again, we do have a draft coming up after WrestleMania, so it's unknown where Sami's future lies. And of course, Sami Zayn wins. Good match between him and Camille Hayes here on Raw tonight. And of course, what could be on Sami's mind moving forward, going into WrestleMania? We don't know. But of course, he does get the win here tonight on Monday Night Raw. As coming up next here on Monday Night Raw, Bron Breakker will address the WWE Universe a week before his upcoming World Heavyweight Championship match against Aleister Black at WrestleMania. As what will Bron Breakker say to the WWE Universe a week before his World Heavyweight Championship match against Aleister Black at WrestleMania? We'll find out as Bron Breakker will address the WWE Universe, and that takes place up next here on Raw. Has, of course, we are back live here on Monday Night Raw as Bron Breakker is about to address the WWE Universe, going into his WrestleMania match with Aleister Black. Having Bron Breakker, what could be on the mindset of him, considering this has been a pretty good season? Well, first half was pretty good, considering he was still the Intercontinental Champion, because living off a WrestleMania win over Bronson Reed. And then things kind of fell apart after he lost the Intercontinental Championship. May have not been, considering he was prominently featured, and he was able to hand Aleister Black his first loss since returning to WWE. As of course, Bron Breakker is 1-0 against Aleister Black. And of course, will it be 2-0 or will it be 1-1 at WrestleMania? And then of course, he would win the Royal Rumble, and now he's going to WrestleMania to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. As can he win his first championship in WWE despite multiple chances he's had ever since joining WWE in late 2021? Because since then he's had chances at the Universal, the WWE, the Universal Championship when he was on Raw the first time, the WWE Championship doing a stint over on SmackDown, and now he's got a chance to become World Heavyweight Champion. Without further delay, let's see what Bron Breakker has to say here tonight. 2026 will be my year. It already has been with the Royal Rumble win. 2025, it was a mixed bag. Because of course, I failed to have a chance to compete for the WWE Championship at last year's WrestleMania. And then my consolation prize was the Intercontinental Championship. And of course, despite that, I had a title win, and then things fell apart after I lost my title to Sheamus back at SummerSlam. But of course, I was able to have some moments before the Royal Rumble this year, because I handed Aleister Black his first loss in our first match together. And because that's the topic everyone is thinking, that will I do the same thing at WrestleMania and walk out of Las Vegas as the World Heavyweight Champion, or will it be 1-1, where I beat Aleister Black last summer and Aleister Black beats me to retain? Theoretically, that should not be the case. Aleister, all due respect, I know this is as far as you can get, because we respect what you've done as champion. With some matches you've had against the likes of Sami Zayn and Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles. But of course, things will not end well for you when we are in the ring together at WrestleMania. Case in point, last summer, I beat you, I gave you your first loss since returning to the WWE. And of course, that was the biggest upset last year. And now, above John Cena's heel turn, sorry. Speaking of Cena, things may have not went well for me 3 weeks ago when I lost to John Cena here on Monday Night Raw, where I lost to John Cena during Cena's last match on the Raw brand. But now I'm going to, and of course, I will have everything in my mind, and after WrestleMania, you will be looking at me as the World Heavyweight Champion. Shall we talk about my history with the world title? And of course, I debuted in late 2021. Then the following year in 2022, throughout my career, I've been in championship hunt. Whether it's the Cruiserweight, the United States, the Universal, the WWE, Intercontinental, or World Heavyweight Championship chase. So of course, I debuted in late 2021. I set my eyes on the Cruiserweight Championship. Because I didn't win the title at Survivor Series on the pre-show. Then in 2022, I would have a chance I would have the biggest opportunity of my career when I would challenge for the Universal Championship in the Elimination Chamber match at the Elimination Chamber event. Despite that, I didn't win the Universal Championship. I don't even think I was on that year's WrestleMania card. However, I would have a shot at the United States Championship in a one-on-one match at Payback. And that's where things didn't go well for me. But of course, I was on Team Raw at Survivor Series that year. Where I had Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, and Gunther, I believe, was on that team. And because things did not go well for us. And because we did win. And because I was the one that handed Cody Rhodes his first loss. Then we enter into 2023, where I would try and get myself involved with the Universal Championship scene. Well, because this consists of me competing in the Elimination Chamber for a shot at Brock Lesnar's Universal Championship at WrestleMania, but things didn't go well for me. Then I was drafted over to SmackDown, where I would have numerous shots, some very feuds, and I would have numerous shots at the WWE Championship, and really came away as a loser. Then last year, and then I had a chance in the King of the Ring tournament in 2024. That was the time when Cody Rhodes was still on his 600+ day title reign. CM Punk was getting back on the road after returning at SummerSlam that year, and of course I lost in the tournament. Then of course I tried to have a shot at the WWE Championship at WrestleMania last year, but that didn't go well for me. Then that would leave me with nothing but the Intercontinental Championship, where I beat Bronson Reed for the title, and then I would go on a dominant reign, facing guys like Lexus King, Andrade, Trick Williams. And then, of course, I lost my title to Sheamus at SummerSlam. And then everything kind of went downhill from here. However, it got back on track when I won this year's Royal Rumble, and now I will be in Night 1's main event against Aleister Black. And Aleister Black, if you're watching this, wherever you are, say goodbye to that World Heavyweight Championship, because in 2 weeks, you will be looking at me as the new World Heavyweight Champion. So Bron Breakker, of course, is giving us a little bit of history throughout his WWE career since debuting in late 2021, all the way till now, where he's now going to be in Night 1's main event. As will he win his first World Championship after numerous attempts of failing to win the World title, or will things not go well for him? We'll have to wait come WrestleMania.
If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and then turn your notification bell on so you don't miss any content provided by
Speaking of Bron Breakker, next week on not only the final Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania, but the final Monday Night Raw of WWE 2K25, we're going to see the champions, Aleister Black, and who is the World Heavyweight Champion and the Intercontinental Champion Sheamus, team up to take on their WrestleMania opponents in Bron Breakker and Rusev in a Champions vs. Challengers tag team match. And of course, question is who will gain momentum going into WrestleMania. Will it be the champions or their challengers? We'll find out where these two, the champions, will take on their challengers in a big tag team main event on the final Monday Night Raw of WWE 2K25, and that takes place next week here on YouTube. But coming up next, it is now time for our main event, as AJ Lee will take on Io Sky in their first ever encounter here in WWE. As question is, will AJ Lee continue to build momentum going into her Women's World Championship match against Debbie Baker at WrestleMania? We'll find out, as she will take on Io Sky up next here in our main event here on Raw. As it is now time for our main event, ladies and gentlemen, as it is AJ Lee versus Io Sky for the first time here on WWE, here on Monday Night Raw tonight. As it goes AJ Lee, because she will be facing Stephanie Baker at WrestleMania for the Women's World Championship. As it goes, Io Sky had Stephanie Baker had some things to say her earlier tonight. And of course, what is on AJ Lee's mind here, considering she's looking to walk out of WrestleMania as the Women's Champion. Well, of course. And of course, our next is Io Sky. Of course, the woman that was unsuccessful. Of course, Io Sky, of course, may have not gotten the best out of Stephanie Baker the last 3 times they shared the ring. And of course, who you got winning in this match? Io Sky. Let's get into this match. Match begins. Oh, Io Sky with a reversal there. Kick out. What is Io Sky figured about doing to AJ Lee? As AJ Lee drop kick them. Reversal there. AJ Lee stopping away at Io Sky. Here we go. Time for the trade of blows. Uh-oh, this doesn't end well for Io Sky. Here we go for the win. Kick out. Uh-oh, Black Widow time. Io Sky, AJ Lee is doubled down on it. That's what is on AJ Lee's mind here. Springboard maneuver there by AJ Lee. Reversal there by Io Sky. Another reversal there. Here we go. Pinfall, kick out. Another kick out. Another kick out. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh no! No moonsault! AJ Lee going for it again! Will she get her to tap out? Let's find out! Uh-oh! She's gonna try again! She's gonna do it again! Here we go! Will Io Sky tap out like Kiana James? And rocks the praise. Uh-oh! She survives! This has been a hard-hitting main event. Reversal by AJ Lee. This has been a hard-fought main event. reversal there. An uppercut connects. You think a basic uppercut could be enough to put AJ Lee down? No, it's not. As AJ Lee kicks out. Yes, guys, looking to try for another moonsault. No! This could be it! This might be it! AJ Lee gonna try the Black Widow again. And it is! As AJ Lee beats Io Sky. Good main event here. And of course, AJ Lee has tried a lot to make Io Sky suffer the Black Widow, as she has done it. And of course, could this be the sign of WWE at WrestleMania and AJ Lee winning the Women's World Championship? Only time can tell. Great main event between both ladies, as of course AJ Lee gets the win. As ladies and gentlemen, good night everybody, as AJ Lee is ready for Stephanie Baker at WrestleMania. Good night everybody.